Hey everybody, Hugh here. Welcome back. Well, for this video we'll take a look at the tunnel and just what's going on in there, but just take a look at the courtyard here. Even on such a dull day like this, isn't it just a magnificent spring photo? Plenty of pots, because this is a rented garden after all, and of course we've had lots of rain. This north facing site. However, that doesn't stop all the spring bulbs from going and growing well. Lots of colour, lots of potential, and I have to say we are thoroughly enjoying it. Regularly out pottering about, sweeping and tidying and moving things around a little bit as time allows. And actually, just before I go, I was only just looking at the pot ponds there and the willow beside it, looking very nice indeed. But anyway, come on, we go over. You can see our very expensive weather system showing that it's windy today. Come on, we go over to the polytunnel and we'll take a look there. Just a little bit of an update, capturing how things are. So you can see it there, like some nice greenery, plenty of potential coming along. A little bit of colour, although most of the colour does make it in fairness over to the courtyard at this time of year. One new piece is a rose that's there. It was one of these cheaper roses that we got. Looks like Tranquil hybrid tea or something similar, but anyway, we got it. We put it into a nice pot, some lovely compost there, so let that come on. You can see some of the tulips that we were talking about a couple of weeks ago are looking very, very nice indeed, and of course there's some flower bulbs. Clematis, there we go. It's the one I got last year, lovely big flower bud on it, and of course the one that Judith got there as well. Both of them looking very green and flower buds on them. Some nice herbaceous plants that we've repotted, they're coming along. This is my dad's copper bowl. When I say my dad's copper bowl, it's a copper bowl my dad made, and it's been repotted with some of those lovely bellis, and you can see the grass placed into the centre of it as well. So that's coming along very nicely, and they'll provide lovely colour now. Once the spring bulbs are mostly gone over, these will be hardened off and brought out to the courtyard there. You can see I'm just removing some of that mouldy leaves. That'll become the colour in the courtyard indeed. All of these are future courtyard colour, and you'll see the tunnel will transition from what it looks like now with plants inside coming along, which are mostly aimed at the courtyard, to plenty of seedlings coming on in here, and of course that'll transition to a tomato tunnel primarily and courgettes. But this time of year we're making good use of it. There's some more grasses. Judith wasn't sure which one we'd put in the center of the copper bowl, so she got a couple there. So you can see we chose one and potted on the others. They're relatively inexpensive, so they just add to the textures of Dans le Jardin. Nice hyacinth there, providing some lovely scent in the tunnel here, and just a mixture of various plants, some that have been rescued from the winter and some that have died back and are coming along again. There's that gazania that I keep mentioning, and Nick, I know you talk about yours in your front yard or front garden, and this particular one, the Dicentra spectabilis, has just been such a surprise, the bleeding heart, because I had it outside the tunnel in the disposal area, and as I only saw the shoots coming up a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, it's actually survived, because these things, in my words, never survive, but maybe they do and I just throw them out beforehand. But there's the lovely flowers that we're going to experience in the not too distant future. And of course the heucheras that the vine weevil didn't destroy are coming back very nicely indeed. So plenty of promises there of plants and flowers coming along. These guys, we're going to harden them off soon. Milder temperatures now. Thankfully we've had a spell of very cold temperatures or nighttime temperatures, but they are picking up, so they are going to be hardened off, I'd say. Once we get past Patrick's Day, the last 10 days of the month, we'll begin to harden them off. Isn't that spectacular? That is one of the acers that has come out, orange. I can't read the label from here, but anyways, it's orange blaze or something, orange sunrise, something that to that effect, and it's just spectacular. Look at those leaves. They've just literally broken bud in the past 3 days. So again, no point in having them outdoors because the weather would absolutely destroy them. So we have them in a nice sheltered area in here, We do, on the most part, have the upper section of the door open just to let air through, because although it isn't a sunny day, when we do get sunshine, this machine that is the tunnel really does heat up, and you have to be able to let some of that heat out. And on damper days, you need to let some air through. So you can see that's the red acer, and there is some more acers in there. You can't see them at the moment because they haven't broken through yet. Alstroemeria are producing these fresh spears again, so nice to see that happen. There's, I think, we've 4 varieties of Alstroemerias coming along, so they are producing those spears. They are hungry plants, like the dahlias and similar. They do need plenty of feeding and fresh compost. Now, we haven't potted these on this year, but certainly have liquid fed them already. As I've been liquid feeding the bulbs, they're getting a bit of a blast as well. And there's the Fritillaria imperialis producing some flower buds there. The flower buds, it is producing the flower buds quite low down. We'll have to wait and see what's going on. Normally that comes up to about waist height, there or thereabouts. And food wise, that's what I'm using, some of last year's tomato food, and putting in about half strength really, and giving plants, particularly the likes of the bulbs, as I say, because you want them to flower next year, so it'll keep them growing and nice and strong. And some of the herbaceous plants, which are really shooting up, as you can see as well, so they'll always benefit from some extra feeding. There is dangers, of course, if you're feeding outdoors. Herbaceous plants, they'd come on too soft, and shrubs too, they'd come on too soft and the weather would hammer them. But for this stuff that's under cover, a nice mild boost of food is doing them the world of good. Anyway, it's a quick one, so thanks as always for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and if you've stayed this far in, thank you very much indeed. Do give a thumbs up if you remember. And yeah, it's like Pot City around here. Soon transition to Seedling City. If we do seedlings, we're talking about doing some of our tomatoes and other plants as well. Otherwise, of course, we'll buy some plants, but we didn't do any seeds last year, so we might rectify that this year a little bit. Anyway, as always, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting and all of that sort of thing. And do look after yourselves, and see you on the next one. Take care. Bye for now.